my channel. So starting off, obviously I've already went ahead and prepped and primed and everything, but we're just starting off with an ombre. I'm gonna do an ombre on that pinky and the index finger, and then I'm gonna use classic nude for my other nails. And I actually ombre'd with my classic nude, and then of course I capped it with clear as always. So like going through this process, I really pretty much winged it, because honestly when she came in I thought we were just doing like a regular set, like that's all she had booked or whatever. So then when she came in and told me it was her birthday, I was like, dude, there's no way that I'm just gonna give you like a regular one color set for her birthday, because she didn't know how to book. So I was like, you know what, like we're gonna do something. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something. So I was just like, all right, I think a good base would be like an ombre on a couple fingers and then a classic nude, so I could still do some sort of nail art. So that's pretty much what we had going on. You guys, let me know if you would like an ombre video, like a detailed ombre video when it comes to like pink and whites, nude and whites or whatever. But then also with colors, like I see a lot of people who kind of struggle with making their ombres seamless when it comes to colors, and it's really not that difficult. So if you guys want me to make a detailed like ombre video, I definitely will. So let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. Also, I don't think I mentioned it, but that white that I'm using for my ombre is Super White by Valentino, and the clear is from Solaris. Okay, so boom, after I had all of my acrylic laid as usual, I'm just gonna go ahead and start filing with my 180. This is a 180 grit file, I'm pretty sure. And like I said in my videos multiple times, all the time, this file is so dull. But I really like it because it's like to that dull point where I feel like just like when I'm filing the sides, like it's so super straight, you know, it doesn't have any rough edges, like it's just perfectly exactly the shape that I wanted. So I really like using this file, and I need to get like some of my other files like this dull. But like I said, I've had this file for a very long time, so that's gonna take like years and years. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go in and shape up my sides and everything before I'm drilling. And I really need to focus more on getting more into frame, but honestly I really be forgetting that I'm even recording. Like I'm just like so in tune with like the conversation or different things, but I will definitely work on that for you guys. So at this point I still had no idea what I was doing. Like I said in the beginning, it was her birthday and we just winged it. Like I was like, all right, we're gonna do something. I have no idea. So I was sitting there asking her like, what's your favorite color? Like what kind of things do you like? So she told me that her favorite color was blue, and I'm like, okay, like a teal blue, like a dark blue, royal blue, navy blue, like what kind of blue? She's like, yeah, like a light blue is cool. And I was like, we could do light blue because it's the summertime. I try to stick to like pastels or like neons and stuff in the summer. So I was like, all right, we're gonna do like a light blue. We had gotten that far, but still like no idea what I was gonna do. So I was like, all right, we got some ombres going on. Then I was just trying to think of like different sets that I might have seen on Instagram that day, because like I said, she didn't tell me that she was like doing more than just like a one color set. So I was kind of like pressed for time, so I wasn't trying to like take time to like really look up any ideas or anything like that. I'm just going off the dome, you know. But yeah, so of course I'm gonna file my free edges from the front and make them super straight. And then I went in a couple times and made those the sides a little bit thinner, just because like she wanted what's it called, coffin. And the tips that I use, the EC basket tips that I always use, that I've been using for years, I use those for like all of my sets, but it gives them more of like a tapered square look, and that's when I don't really have to file. But since I knew she wanted coffin, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna file them a little bit. And then I kind of wanted them, or not kind of wanted them, but I wanted them all to be like the same like shape and have like the same look, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're just filing and shaping and getting everything looking right. You guys let me know also if you would like a shaping video, because I know I've been doing a lot of like stilettos recently, and I absolutely love doing stilettos. I just feel like if my stilettos like can't kill somebody, they're definitely not sharp enough. I actually cut myself with my nails the other day, but that's how I know that they're doing their job, you know? But yeah, so let me know if you want a shaping video. But yeah, so if you've been following me for a while, or if you've watched a few of my videos, you pretty much already know my filing and drilling technique. But you know, first of all, I'm always going to go around that cuticle area and make sure to seal it really good. We want to prevent any lifting, any water from being able to get up under that nail and cause any fungus or any greenies or anything like that. So always make sure you're sealing your cuticle areas really good. And then I always use vertical lines to debulk. If there's any part of the nail that's a little bit thicker, I'm going to use vertical lines, such as I'm doing right here. And then to go ahead and smooth it out, I'm going to do horizontally. So I'm just going to go back and forth over the nail to make sure that everything's really smooth and that everything's pretty much like even around the whole nail. And guys, I really do take my time with this part. I feel like honestly, the filing and the drilling is probably one of like the most important parts, if not the most important part. Of course, like laying the acrylic is important as well, but even because like still to this day, sometimes I'll like misjudge like which acrylic I'm using, and it might be one that dries too fast, so then like my lay will be like a little bit wonky. But as long as you take your time with your filing and drilling, your shape will always come back. It does not matter how you lay your acrylic. Obviously try not to lay it all crazy and have all these lumps and bumps, because it's definitely going to make your job easier at the end of the day. But if you ever mess up or anything like that, this is the part where your shape is going to come back into play. So just really try to take your time with this part. And I think you can even see right here like how smooth those nails are, how good they look from all angles. Like, and that's another thing I always try to reiterate, like make sure that you're looking at your nail from all angles. After you file it a little bit, after you drill it a little bit, look at it from the side, look at it from the front, make sure that everything is good. Make sure it's not too thick in the front, make sure it's not too bulky, make sure it's not too thin. Don't drill it too thin, please. If you see that it's one side that's maybe a little bit too thin, just try to either make everything match that, or you might just have to go back and add some more acrylic to that, which is never fun. So just try to pay attention at all stages. When you're laying the acrylic, is it too thin, is it too thick? When you're doing everything, just, I think any part of this, like, it's just also about like taking the time and really paying attention to the small things. Because I know when I'm like looking at nail pictures, and probably other nail techs too, when we look at pictures, like, it's always about like the smallest details. I'll look at my own picture and be like there's this one line that's like, it has like a little wiggle in it and I wanted it to be straight, and meanwhile nobody would ever pay attention to that, but it's like I pay attention to that. So, you know, so just try to pay attention to like the little things. It's all in the details when you're doing something like this. And then, of course, after I get done filing and drilling, the last step is always to go ahead and just buff and make sure that everything is super, super smooth. Of course, you get things as smooth as you can with the drill, but then when you go over with that buffer, oh my goodness, like smooth as a baby's bottom. And you can definitely also see like any imperfections when you're buffing too, so make sure that you were really taking your time. But yeah, so I still had no idea what I wanted to do, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a 3D flower at least. So we got to this point, and if you saw how to do my how to do 3D flowers video, this is gonna be like the yellow one that I did in that video. So this is gonna be the bigger one, but I'm just taking 3 little rhinestones and I'm putting one big one in the center and then 2 smaller ones on the side. And then I'm going to take this acrylic powder. This is Valentino also. This is actually their Valentino number 102. So it's like a lightish bluish color, and I had a polish that kind of matched it. So I was like, you know what, we're going to do like the 3D flower in this blue color. Mind you guys, I still had no idea what I was doing at this point. Like when I say winging it, really winging it, okay? So yeah, I was like 3D flower. It's going to be in like blue acrylic. And then for some reason, like it really wasn't working with me. I don't know what was going on. If it was like just too warm and it was like curing too quickly, or what was going on today. But I mean, it still came out cute, don't get me wrong, but I just felt like it was drying like real fast, and it was kind of like, what's going on? But yeah, so we're gonna do a 3D flower on this one, and then at this moment I'm sitting over here thinking like, okay, I'm about to do this 3D flower, but what am I gonna do on the other nails? So the only thing that was coming to my mind was French tip, because I'm a French tip fanatic. I love doing French tips, any type of French tips, white French tips, blue French tips, clear French tips. I don't care. I love French tips. I'm a French tip gal. My grandma said that I should do like, or say like French tip with a twist, because I'm always doing like some type of French tip with some sort of design or something like that. I love French tips. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw a French tip on here somewhere, probably on the nails that obviously my classic, Jesus, my classic nude. I was like, all right, we're gonna do French tips on the classic nude ones, and that's still as far as I got for like this moment. Alright, so here I am starting on my French tip, and this is gonna be the color Lovely. It's number 16 by Nail Supply Glamour. I actually really like Nail Supply Glamour's polishes. Like every Nail Supply Glamour polish that I have is like, it's really like thick to the point where I don't feel like I need like multiple coats of it. Like, I don't know, but yeah, so this is Lovely number 16, and it's in their purple collection if you guys want to get it. And I'm just doing this French tip on that ring finger, and I'm also gonna do it on her thumb as well. So then once I did her French tips, I still had no idea what I wanted to do, but I felt like I wanted to do like some sort of texture or something. And at this point I was still like, okay, maybe blue, maybe I'll do some like gold chrome or something like that. So honestly, I was just like, all right, let's just put the top coat on it and just go from there. I honestly do a lot of my sets just like off of the top of my head, like maybe something I've seen or just something that I've been thinking about. Honestly, sometimes if I even know that like I have a set where I get to freestyle or do something, I honestly like might even write it down or like draw a picture or something like that. But when I tell you, I had no idea that like this is what we're doing. So like this is literally all off the top of my head. I'm just like, all right, let's just go with it. So I was like, all right, top coat. And then I ended up doing that same or taking that same blue color, that Lovely by Nail Supply Glamour, and I'm gonna so I took that color by Nail Supply Glamour, and then I just did like a couple of lines on her ombre fingernails, because I knew I didn't want to like completely cover up the ombre. Like the ombre is just so pretty on its own. I also love ombre as much as I love French tip, so I was like, yeah, we're just gonna do like a line or two, and then I just dusted it with that 102 powder by Valentino just to give it some sort of like texture, because I'm also a big fan of texture nails too, or just something that gives like just a little bit of character to nails, you know. But see, like it's just something like so minute, like it's like the smallest detail, but like it just adds something. Like it really looks put together, you know. Oh, I love this. Like just even looking back at it, I always get so like surprised, or not surprised, but like I always get so pleased looking at my work. But then like when I go back and like actually edit these videos and I'm watching like the whole process from start to finish, I always just like, I'm so talented. Like I just love my work. But look how pretty that was. So then I was like, I want a couple like little sparkles, but I didn't know what to do. So I just took this clear, and you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I wish I would have took like a white or at least like a blue, that same blue that I used for the sparkles, because like you could see it a little bit, but I feel like it would have been a little bit more bold if I would have used a different color other than the clear. But I'm not too pressed about it. It still came out super beautiful. So yeah, I'm just gonna dust that with this white like glitter. I got this from Michael's. Honestly, go to Michael's or go to a craft store and get you guys like some glitter that you can use, because I honestly love all the glitters that I have. And then I'm just gonna take my cuticle oil pen and I'm just gonna moisturize her up a little bit, because we can't have no ashy fingers for my pictures, period. And as you can see, this is the final result. I think the blue that I decided to do on those 3D flowers did stand out a little bit, like definitely more than the white. So I'm really happy I chose to go with the blue. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!